Hey guys, my name is Meredith Patyandi and I wanted to make a quick video discussing trans issues. This is really for my fellow suburban moms who are really being introduced to the idea of transgender people, especially kids. Right now we're having a big controversy because our public school district is trying to bring in books into the library and help people feel inclusive. I have a lot more friends who have transgender kids, and it's a topic of discussion that a lot of people are unfamiliar with in my demographic, and I wanted to help familiarize everyone so that they're more comfortable with it, maybe a little bit more exposed to it and not so fearful. I'm doing this through TikTok because I love their filters. I don't actually look like this, and I have a lot of inherent insecurity as a 43-year-old woman, and the filters are super fun. So here we go. The first thing that I really wanted to address was that public school should be welcoming of all children in the community, regardless of socioeconomic status, religion, ethnicity, gender, or gender identity. Children should be affirmed for who they are, and it's really inappropriate to want a public school to simply reflect your own family dynamic. And it's important to really be inclusive toward everyone, and that sort of helps the community and the society get off on the right foot, function, be productive, be successful. Sex and gender are wonderfully fluid elements of humanity. It's actually a broad rainbow as opposed to a simple male-female binary. For some people, it's not even static their entire lives. So what's important here is to remember that people deserve and have the right to live their authentic selves. If your gender identity as male or female, boy or girl, man or woman matches the sex that you were assigned at birth, then that is being cisgendered, or CIS gendered. So one of the things that is important to understand right now is that cis children have their gender identity confirmed on a near constant basis in our culture, with all the books on in the library, the music, the shows, basically everything that kids experience in a public school is to affirm the gender identity of cis children. So now we really need to focus a lot of effort on affirming the gender self-identity, authenticity of trans kids. The reality is that the younger that you affirm a child's self-declared authentic self and person, the much greater chance they have at having a much healthier mental and emotional state when they're older. Less drug use, less suicidal tendencies. This is also why when I read people say that these kids are too young to know who they are and what they're going through, they haven't done any of the work of educating themselves about trans kids or the trans community at all. This is a really, really important, life-saving understanding to take on and absorb. This dad of a transgender kid had the most wonderful thread on Twitter the other day, and I will try to include his Twitter handle in the comment section. He said that trans kids, like cis kids, are going to be who they are, regardless of whether or not it's reflected on the outside, regardless of what we say to them. People are going to be who they are, including children. And the only thing that we can change in that dynamic is the way that we treat them. And if we affirm these kids and we welcome them and we love them, we open our arms to them, we allow these children to be their authentic selves, we are really reducing the risk that they will have mental and emotional and psychological problems, as well as suicidal tendencies and drug dependency. For these kids, this is everything. This is everything. Humanity has been such a wonderful rainbow of diversity since its inception. And the trans community is a reflection of that. We are really fortunate when we get to be in a community in which people feel the freedom to be who they truly are and show us and gift us with their true identity. Most of us are undeserving of that. There are so many wonderful trans authors right now, lots of trans people to follow on Twitter, and I think that if you can reach out and find ways to learn from them and learn more about the subject, then having a book about trans kids in a public school won't be as scary. And I will put some notes down to help everyone find those resources, and let's do it.